Good afternoon, everybody. So, as promised, I want to have this link open for you in case you have a hard time reading over this article. I know some of the words we read over can be a little bit hard to understand, and that's okay. That's all part of our learning process. So, today we're looking over ancient Egypt, and I'm going to go ahead and read it out loud to you. Again, for your assignment, you need to make sure you answer the questions needed based on the article that we've read. So we're going to go ahead and read it together. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. Let's see. Oh, maybe it's better if I just went in. Okay, yeah, I think it's better if I just do this. Okay, so here we go. Ancient Egypt, location and kingdoms. So the ancient Egyptian civilization flourished in northeastern Africa around the Nile River for over 3,000 years. This civilization was divided into three different political periods: the Middle, the Old, Middle, and New Kingdoms. So the Nile and Africa is where Egypt is located in, okay? And it's divided in between three periods, three time periods: that old, that middle, and that new kingdom. So the Egyptian civilization began to coalesce around 3150 BCE with the political unification of Upper and Lower Egypt, the southern and northern Egyptian kingdoms along the Nile. The Old Kingdom began around 2680 BCE and lasted approximately 500 years. Because of its extensive focus on construction, the Old Kingdom is referred to as the Age of Pyramids. So if you're going to go ahead and figure out, okay, what questions do I need to answer for location and kingdoms, I'm going to look that this article I noticed talks about the Old Kingdom a lot and that the Age of Pyramid. It also talks about the Egyptian civilization and when it started. So let's go ahead and let's go a little bit down and learn about the political construct, how their government is ran. So the Egyptian political structure differed. That means it was different from the independent Sumerian city-states found in Mesopotamia, with the unification of the upper and lower kingdoms of Egypt around 3150 BCE. The Egyptians had a unified system ruled by a central leader. This leader was called a pharaoh. Okay, so in this paragraph, this bullet point right here, we're talking about how upper and lower kingdoms of Egypt came together under one pharaoh. So a pharaoh is like a king, okay? A king of Egypt. So when the Old Kingdom was established or created, the role of the pharaoh was as well. So when the Old Kingdom came into power, the idea of having a pharaoh came in. And contrast or differently than Mesopotamian kings who represented the gods, the pharaoh was actually considered divine. The pharaoh was considered the son of Ra, the sun god, and was guided by the spirit of Horus, god of the sky. Images of the pharaoh often include a sun-like disk, Ra, and the head of the falcon, Horus. So we see here that the pharaoh was considered a god, not like in Mesopotamian kings who are thought to be guided by the god. They literally thought their kings were gods, right? The son of Ra and the spirit of Horus. So as we go down to the gift of the Nile, it's all about location, location, location. It was extremely important for the Egyptians. The Nile River flowed through a hot and arid desert. So arid means really dry land. It flowed north and fanned out into a triangular delta, that's right here, before emptying into the Mediterranean Sea. The Nile divided the desert into what the Egyptians called the eastern and western deserts. These deserts were hostile, that means very dangerous, and provided a natural barrier to invasion. So as you can see here, this desert protected Egypt from a lot of outside invaders or armies. Most importantly, the Nile provided water for the people living in this arid land. It flooded predictably every year, leaving behind a thick, fertile mud known as silt. So silt is a thick, fertile mud. This, coupled with water for crops, was essential or important for the survival of this civilization. This is why the Greek historian Herodotus suggested that Egypt was the gift of the Nile. So he said that because the Nile gave a lot of water for crops and it was important for the civilization. Now about the decline and conquest. So this means when Egypt starts to fall away and lose their power. So the Old Kingdom declined as a result of reoccurring famine. Famine means no food, right? So a period of time when there's no food. And finally fell around 1280 BCE. This led to a period of decentralized rule for over 100 years. So that means after that old kingdom fell, then nobody ruled under one pharaoh anymore. Pharaohs reasserted control. They came back to power around 2040 BCE and established the Middle Kingdom, which lasted until 1640 BCE when it was conquered by a group of people known as the Hyksos. They ruled over Egypt for about 100 years. The new kingdom was established around 1570 BCE and lasted about 500 years before falling to the invaders. Right? So this paragraph talks about how the Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom, and New Kingdom fell apart. Okay, so that's important to remember as we're going over. Now you have your questions you need to answer, right? You need to look through the article to help you find what each of these questions are asking. When it's talking about the decline and fall, you look for information about that decline and fall, like the Old Kingdom declined as a result of famine. That's what you would put, right? It happened with famine, and you tell me the date of when it happened. Okay, everybody? So that's to help you understand about this article. And again, if you ever need to zoom in, you click on View, and you can click on Zoom here, and you can zoom in or zoom out. So you click on View, you click Zoom, and you can zoom in and out. Make sure that you can click on the text box here. If you happen to lose it, you click on the text box here, and you can make a new one. If you accidentally erase your slide, you go ahead and go back. Okay? The undo button's right here. All right, everybody. Good job, and continue with your assignment. I will see you soon. Have a great day.